Hello everyone, welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'. Let me just check to make sure we've gone live. Alright, so come on in. Hi France, hi Madison. I'll see you in just a little bit. We'll wait till just a few more people get in here. All right. So today I just have one card. It is a little bit of a technique card. It's very simple though, and that's what I love about it. I'm going to kind of do like a faux watercolor look, So what I have here is a card base of Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to fold this in half. Like so. Okay. And I have a matte piece of black. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and so then this would be 3 7/8, because I just like that little 1/8 inch border, by 5 1/8. Okay, and this is just a piece of basic white. So we're going to start with that basic white. And I'm going to be using, because we're just down to, I think, Sunday is the last day of celebration, so I wanted to use this corner bouquet set because I have not used it yet in a demonstration. And I'm going to be using this giant image here. It's really cute for putting them in, and I'm going to show you how to do kind of a faux watercolor look. And then for the sentiment, I absolutely love You Are My Sunshine, and since I'm making this a bright card, I wanted to use this. This is from the Ridiculously Awesome stamp set. I love that. It's probably one of my favorite stamp sets. Okay, I'm going to use the Stampin' Write markers, and I chose to go with, I believe this is Granny Apple Green from the Brights. This is Crushed Curry, and this is Magenta Madness. Crushed Curry is from the Regals, and Magenta Madness is from the In Colors this year. So I'm going to start off with the stamp. It's a very good size stamp, so I am using a larger E block. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the brush tip end of these markers, and I'm going to color it in. So this takes just a little bit of time, but not horrible, you're going to see. So I want to go and do kind of this detail stuff and not hit the floral image on this. I'm going to leave those and just hit the detail stuff of the foliage and the flower stems. I'm not going to be worried about being too perfect here. I'm just going to brush this right on. And I think sometimes we get so used to doing the blends, I know I do, that we forget about our Stampin' Write markers. But they have a different function. What I like about these is because the other end, the reason it's called Stamp and Write is because you can color on the stamp, or you can write and have a coordinating color with your card. And I forget about that. I mean, I grab a pen. So this is just a good refresher. So I'm just taking the Granny Apple Green, and I'm just kind of doing the stems, and like there's some grass. This is kind of a wildflower mix. And just leaving kind of the large flowers. I am going to go up through and kind of really come up to the edge here on these stems. So that took about the most amount of the time. Okay. And then I'm going to come back in with the lightest color, and this will be the crushed curry. Using that brush tip again, I'm going to come in on these flowers, and I'm going to just do some. I'm going to do all of them. There's kind of one down here. Some I'm just going to do partial of the color, and then I'll fill in with my brights. And I'm going to leave, there's a different flower here, and I'm going to leave that one because I'm going to just do the magenta on that one. But on these larger ones, don't worry about being so perfect, because like I said, this is kind of a faux watercolor technique. So watercolor isn't perfect. Have you guys watercolored? It's just kind of an expression of it. So I know for sure I want these to be all of this bright pink. And I chose this color combination just because it's what I like. You could do any color you wanted. I don't know what these flowers are supposed to be. Okay, so I went with the magenta on the large tubed flowers, but now I'm going to come back on some of these other ones, and I'm just going to hit the ends and fill in kind of where I didn't have that color and kind of blend. And that's why I did the lighter first, so that I could kind of come over here and blend that color. Now I don't want such a line, so you can dab. If you want. Now the two colors will kind of blend, maybe make a little orange, so I want to make sure that my ends, where I'm doing it on my ends, is kind of that darker pink. And you can even dab into your other flower just for some variance. And since this is wildflowers, why not? Okay, so you get the idea. Now I'm going to move this out of here for a minute, because the next step on this is to just get a little spray. These are our Stampin' spritzers, and I have this just filled up with water. You just take it to the sink. It's just plain tap water, and I am going to spray this, making sure that the nozzle's away from my eyes. You will not believe how many times I have sprayed myself with this thing. But spray this, but I want to do it at a distance, so I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but I'm going to move this back here. That's pretty good. So you can kind of see, I'm going to pull this up. It's re-wetted the ink that had kind of dried. Re-wetted, is that a term? I think it is. Now I'm going to bring my cardstock back in here and just kind of fit this down to this corner. I'm going to give that a good press, let that water kind of transfer. Now this is just the basic white paper because I'm not using that much water on it. It would be different if it was like something that I was going to saturate. You'd probably want to use a watercolor paper. So when I pull that up, it gives a really cool kind of watercolor effect. Faux watercoloring. Okay, now this is wet, so I have pre-done one. Each one comes out a little different. So I'm going to set that aside so it can dry, and we'll go on. So the next thing that I want to do, and I very rarely do this because I hate pulling this monster over here, but there's just no way to do it other than to bring out our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Now normally I try to do it with the smaller, the mini, Bill calls it Big Boss and Mini Boss. And I try, or is that what he calls it? Yeah, emboss machine. Anyway, but this one I cannot do without putting this together because, oh, you know what? I even jumped ahead of, I forgot, I want to stamp the sentiment on here first. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment in Memento, Tuxedo Black. Make sure all your stamping is done before we run it through the emboss machine. So oops, you are my sunshine. Okay, now I'll bring that big one back. Let me just stop and check that I am on camera. Yeah, I am. Okay. So you start off with your base plate, and because this is the 3D, I don't need my cutting plates, right? I can just do a 3D textured emboss folder, and I chose the Tasteful Textiles because I want to just run this completely through. Let me stick it in my plate here. And then use the special cutting embossing plate on top for 3D. So if this was a regular embossing plate, it would, my goodness, today. Let me just put this up. I'm very lucky that Bill has built me a table for that just rolls. So again, that was the Tasteful Textures that I've used on this. And now take a look at that. So I've got kind of that watercolor wash, and then like, let me pull this one back out. So this one I had just a little bit more water on it. Each one comes out just a little bit differently, but isn't that cute? Kind of looks like fabric. So we'll put this away. Now let me grab this base again. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the, Isabel, you're going to have to wait. My dog just came in. She's poking me. She says, I need to go outside. You're going to have to wait. All right. And I've given this just a little 1/8 inch border. You know, it is completely hard to see when you have a black background. So there, I can move it around a little and get that in place. Isn't that just pretty? I think it just is so much fun. I love black and white anyway, and then just this pop of color. But there's more. We're going to adhere this down. And this stamp set is completely free, this corner bouquet. If you purchase $50 worth of stuff from my online store, this stamp set comes, it can be one of the choices that you make to come completely free. And this offers only good until Sunday. So, okay, so now I've got that down. Now, I'm also going to bring in the Dragonfly Punch, but I'm not using it with the set. I just want a couple of these little dragonflies in the yellow because I think they're cute. So we're going to pop out a couple of them. Oh, I missed his tail. Let's try it again. There we go. That punch does come as a set. I'm going to just get these wings a little bit so that they curl up. With the Dragonfly Garden set And it does come, and you can get those for, where did my glue drops, or where did my glue dots go? Okay, they ran off, so we'll use glue. At a 10% discount. So I'm going to put one up here just because it's cute. Or should I have one here? Let's see. Ooh, maybe I'm going to have one here. Maybe I'll have one here and here. Okay, I think I'm going to do one here. I'm changing my mind. And one here. You could do more if you want. Okay. And then I'm just going to get, I think these get overlooked. I've had these for a while because they do tend to get overlooked, but sometimes a rhinestone is too much. So I really like these metallic pearls. They come in gold and silver, and I'm going to use the gold. And I'm just going to put him right in the belly. Now on my original one, and I want to show you the difference, I did use, there we go. Let me show you the original one, because I did something a little bit different. So on the original one, I had them here, and then I used some of this Forever Greenery trim combo pack, and this is just a glue dot that I had put down, and I also didn't have the matte on this one. So I guess it just comes out to which you like best. You could obviously move this one up here also and have this little, I just took a glue dot and I literally just kind of circles around it, cut it off, and then I frayed the ends on this one. Both are cute. I think I do like that little bit of a border. It's just up to you. So that was my faux watercolor technique today. This is starting to dry out. Now, if you'd like to place an order with me for any of these products, you can find that in the description box if you're watching later on YouTube, or right here on my Facebook page. I have a Shop Now button at the top in blue. Celebrations does end on Sunday, so this set will no longer be available after that. I do have 2 card classes coming next month. I have a card class to go. It's a kit with PDF instructions, and it's going to be, I'm going to give you a sneak peek here. It's going to be for a brand new set called the Butterfly Bouquet that's coming out. It has beautiful butterfly paper, and I mean really gorgeous. It has dies to cut out the butterflies in the paper. It has a stamp set to make your own butterflies. It has detailed dies with it, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to want to catch that out. I'm also going to have a card kit with purchase. So I'll have a couple of what I would call card packs, I would say, ready to go. So if you make a $70 purchase with me, then you're going to get a free card pack mailed out to you just from me. Plus, then you get 2 perks rewards. So do remember that I do have a perks rewards. I appreciate you guys. Keep coming back, and use this host code if you're placing an order under $150. And I will see you next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. and then the following Friday at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. Bye-bye.